Hey everyone, welcome back to Optimize Evony. I wanted to give a quick update today on some of the new features in the new version, some of the new events that they're kind of uh, letting us know about. I don't know, kind of interesting. Some of them are basically just telling us about events that we already have, but then some of them are kind of new and maybe interesting, maybe not, depending on on your outlook on it. So I'll be going over that, and then um, kind of at the end of the video, I'll be giving an account update. Basically, I'll kind of go into a little bit of how Chalons went for us, and because I had done the video on our matchup, how we were pretty significantly outranked by the other people. So how that went, how how my account's looking, and then kind of an exciting announcement there. So. But before we get into that, let's look at what Evany sent us about the new version. They explain basically Teich's wheel. Um, Basically, there's no way to get any coins other than buying them in for gems, which means that people aren't really going to be getting fragments. I think the main reason why they're doing that, and if you guys don't know about this. This is something that I've recently been talking to my alliance about, but I did actually do a video on this. The the reason why I think that they're not doing like the actual Taisha's wheel, where you can get coins from bosses and stuff like that, is because now they're allowing you to pick which scroll you get when you get to the different Cake or Skull Island defense levels. So there's kind of the two levels still, level 4. So you can get basically any of the originally cheaper items. You can pick any one that you want here. So I mean, let's say that there's some really important ones. So let's say you have nothing, and you're in a rallying alliance. I would say one of the most important things is to get the siege ring, and then probably the second most important thing is the siege range ring on defense. But yeah, just so you know, you can pick any of these ones that is available to you for the conquest or supremacy scroll. And so I think that's the main reason why they're not actually giving you a good chance to actually get these items. So it's really only if you're really close to the level of getting, kind of getting that 30 coins or 30 fragments. If you were say at like 25 or 27 or 29, you probably are able to get enough by just buying these coins and spinning them and stuff like that. But if you're going from scratch, which basically I was, because I basically chose. I had heard that the Plantagenet armor was super hard to get. The drop rate, the drop ratio was super bad, and so I decided to basically not go for that one, and save up my basically get all the free coins that I could, and save it up for the next one because I was basically going to try and wait until they released like the katana or something that I really wanted, and then I would dump all of those in, and even with the really poor ratio, I would still be able to get one of those kind of premium items. So unfortunately, I didn't get the kind of free ones for spinning, 5, 10, or, probably like 10, 50, 100, whatever, however many times it was, which I think got you up to like 15 fragments for free, so half of the fragments for free, which is really a bummer because I think I've gotten like 9 or 10 fragments since then, on this new event. So I would be pretty close to getting it if I had actually tried on this one. But unfortunately, because I was trying to save up, I'm not able to. But I basically that's the reason why they're not giving you a good path forward there, is because they want people to actually buy the packages, and because you can choose between all of the different previous gear, they're still allowing you to buy it. It used to be that if your server launched too late or something like that, you just didn't have a chance to get some of that later or that earlier Civ gear. And so now you can, but unfortunately, it kind of screws over the low or no coiners. Theodora can now be gotten from a premium historic general token. That's nice for players that were in newer servers that were able to get Theodora early. I don't think that Theodora is maybe the best general. Like if I got a Theodora, I don't think I would really develop her, but I guess I would have to take a look. This is not super important. Basically, they're allowing you to put a chat bubble and buy it for gems. I feel like that's always been kind of the case. There was a place where you could buy those things for gems. So I don't know. This is actually super cool. So optimization of healing troops and March presets. So there used to be an issue, if you guys didn't know about this, basically, if you used to basically select an amount of troops or heal a preset or something like that, and then your troops went into a battle or got attacked or something like that, and you got more wounded, it would basically reset everything. So it would re-maximize your uh, the troops that you were going to heal. So it would try and heal everything. And so if you didn't catch that, if you were basically doing it really quick and right before you hit heal, it all flipped back to the max, you could end up healing everything when you really didn't want to. And so they're saying that basically when new wounded troops enter the hospital, it's not going to jump back to the max anymore. So hopefully that works. We'll see how that works. I know that was kind of a big issue um, in Battlefield, but hopefully that's an improvement. I did also notice. I don't. Maybe this has been out for a while, but I first saw this in Chalons a couple days ago. There's now actually a chance to cancel your healing when you're healing, at least in Battlefield. I haven't tried it out outside of Battlefield, but basically it'll give you back, it'll basically just undo the healing. And so that's kind of cool because I know that was a big problem in the past is that people would get stuck with this heal glitch where like they would unintentionally heal all their troops. They didn't have speeds to actually heal that many troops, and they were either just trying to heal presets or before that trying to heal like maybe some calves. They had gotten archer rallied and they wanted to protect their the rest of their troops by healing some calves back, but not enough to really entice another archer rally. Then then they would actually be able to do that now because you could cancel it and then reselect kind of what you wanted. So that's super cool. We'll see how this actually works. I'm not confident in really anything that Evony puts out. I'm sure there'll be some glitches here, but if it works better than it works now, that's an improvement here. Okay, yeah, I don't know. There's males, they're removing unoccupied common and uncommon subsidies. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I guess if you have any subsidies that you actually want that are unclaimed on the server, I would go and take them. The other thing is you can go and NPC the subsidies so that they have a higher chance of getting cleaned up. Uh, that's maybe what I'm going to try and do to clean up the map a little bit. We have a bunch of subsidies that we don't need anymore. But yeah, I mean, really nothing super important here unless you already have a Theodora that's built up and you want to improve or ascend her because I think that was the main thing is that she was kind of one of those generals that you could only get one of, basically similar to like Jester, or any of the other like event specific generals. That used to be also Ashoka, but Ashoka was now able to be gotten otherwise, and I think now is also in the general pack as well. So this is the kind of new event that I'm, let's say, intrigued by. So basically, they're allowing you to bet on battles in like Chalons or in All Stars, and get rewards based on that. I think this is very sketchy, personally. I think they're really trying to um, tap into people's maybe gambling addictions or uh, yeah, just like there's enough gambling already in this game in terms of like opening packs and getting a random gen or you know getting random refines or something like that. While that's not effectively explicitly betting, you're effectively betting, some refined stones or some gems or something or a general pack or something like that, and hoping to get a desired outcome. So that is kind of betting. But this is like just straight up betting. So I mean, and I don't really know how it's gonna work. Like I don't know if basically it's gonna be depending on how many people bet for or against something, if there's gonna be like different odds like how a normal betting thing would work, or if it's going to be essentially like you're just playing against the bank, essentially, where you're just betting and they give the same odds for every single battle or something like that. Because, I mean, you have to imagine battles that have like really good people on a single team are going to be a little bit more probable to win, right? So like if you're betting on RSP or if you're betting on, let's say like an All-Stars team that has really, really good people that have, max buffs or whatnot, um, it might be more likely that they're actually going to win. So, I based on watching Singh for a while, I would not bet against him. I'll just say that. I think in terms of alliances, they're probably the best alliance in the game right now, and they've gained a ton of power. So they're, for example, they're in challenge right now. They're going to be able to probably destroy anyone in their battles, because they're basically like a super alliance at the moment. They got a merge, which helped a ton, but then they also just got an influx of people. I think kind of mostly from Sing's videos and just like getting a little bit of rep in the community. People wanted to play with that team, and so they got like basically it's basically like an all-stars team. People went from whatever servers they were on, they sold their accounts or they're still playing them kind of, and bought accounts on Sing server, and so there's a bunch of really really good people and really really good accounts on that server. So I I would probably bet for them. I don't know how the ratio is actually going to work. It says you can win betting coins based on your betting ratio. So who knows what that means? And then you can redeem items in the betting shop. This feature hasn't actually launched yet. This is going to be in on November 14th. Right now it's November 11th. So I guess we'll see what kind of items are in the shop. Hopefully it'll be, I don't know, gear fragments or general fragments or something like that. But I don't have a lot of hope for that. It'll probably be kind of the same stuff that you get from a normal event, tactic scrolls, the dragon source fragments, those kind of things. So, but yeah, we'll kind of see what this is ultimately when it releases, and I'll probably give an update on how to actually do it and stuff like that at that point. So that's kind of the main updates that they had. It's also limited recruit. It's basically siege generals. So I'm kind of excited because I want a Patronus. I have one extra copy of him, but I need more to be able to ascend further. And so he's kind of the only general that's more of a premium general that I've kind of bet on, like being able to get fragments for and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm actually able to keep getting fragments. We'll kind of see how that goes for me. I originally started with Grant, but then I changed to Patronus. So it went from a free general of a general that I could get fragments for in the shop to a premium general. And because I had gotten two two copies of him right away, and so I was like, okay, well, like I probably can get more of him. It should be fine. But I also didn't really like Grant's Ascension. It was super easy to do, but the buffs and stuff just were not as good. So uh, we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to get a few fragments here, so that'll help a little bit. But same thing that's always there. You can buy some with gems, or you get the pack uh, and then try and kind of do the random recruitment to see if you're uh, getting fragments there. So kind of back to the the matchup that we had last night. Uh, I'm gonna actually show you the scores. It was it was it was actually a good matchup for the people who won. And so basically, we were up against FUC, server 249. They're very, very good alliance. We've matched them in SVS. I know they're a um, really good BOC alliance. And as you can see from the scores, they just dominated everyone. And to explain a little bit, all three all three of the people that did not win, so my alliance, PXH, I think Pixie something, and then NFB, uh, we were all kind of the same size alliances, like around like 100 billion. That again, that doesn't mean that like all that power was coming into the battle, or that everyone has really good buffs, or whatever. But that at least means that there's more points here. So you see that there were more points in this round than there were, let's say in the first round, or something like that. So it did help this alliance. I did see that they moved into the top 16. So congrats to them. They are a really good alliance. They were super, super quick. I was very impressed by their speed of rallying, and also their ability to defend and rally back and stuff like that. Uh, they are a really annoying alliance to play, I will say, because all of their members, from the smallest members to the biggest members, all of them are T1 traps. Uh, and so, or at least have, 200 million, 300 million T1s. And so that makes it really kind of obnoxious to fight against, especially when you're not rallying, right? Like T1 traps are a little bit easier to play against when you're rallying. It's really hard to play against when you're soloing, because that's essentially what they're designed to stop. Um, I'm actually going to do a video on T1 traps, and I'm actually maybe going to refine some gear for it and stuff like that. So I'll let you know kind of what a T1 trap is, and how to make one, and why it actually works in a later video. But just to let you know, it's just very annoying to play with them, just because there were no easy points, and that was essentially why we didn't score hardly any points, because uh, one of the bigger members on my alliance and myself, like we didn't die right away, and so we were trying to solo things to get some points and stuff like that. But we couldn't solo this team at all, really, and come out positively. Besides siege sometimes, which was I did try that a couple times. And it was actually, we didn't really want to hit either of these two teams because we were so close in points. You can see that it's so close in points here. And so you don't want to risk a hit going bad, or, just hitting someone a lot and then, having them get points in other ways, so that they, kind of rank ahead of you. But we were the fourth place team in terms of power, and we did get second. So we actually did pretty well for our power. We're not super good and organized going in, but we were able to kind of be able to hold out and get the most amount of points. Again, just kind of pitiful amounts of points here, but it second place is second place. So cool. Um, Part of that, uh, let's see if I can find it, but I basically we had my alliance was kind of dying and stuff like that, and so I actually wanted to test my defenses because this alliance was sending pretty good and strong rallies, and so I wanted to see kind of where I stood at at that at kind of my power level, at my buff level and stuff like that, because All Stars is coming up, and I hope to qualify. I hope to advance and get my second All Stars dragon, and hopefully one of the All Stars keeps. But, it's hard to tell sometimes where I stand in terms of defense and stuff like that when we're playing alliances that are not like top tier alliances that are not sending, 40 million, 50 million rallies at you, because those rallies, and particularly when you have a lot of good buffs, those just evaporate your troops. If you don't have like over 1,000 HP and defense on everything and just a ton of troops, you're going to just get crushed. Like, I mean, 10 billion, 12 billion, 13 billion players getting zeroed in a single rally outside of All Stars, which is crazy. Um, and I know that I kind of showed you guys the kind of aftermath of the All Stars battle that I was in last time, where I did get one shot rallied at 9.5 billion or something like that, at which was kind of a bummer. I was hoping to do better than that, but let's see if this is the right one. Okay, yeah. So this is my rally. I didn't get any rain, so this is kind of a fair assessment of what kind of my buffs and everything are. Um, this was a little bit shy of 40 million rally, so not even a full rally. I expect with a 50 million rally, I probably would have gotten killed. I mean, these guys have really, really good buffs, and everyone in that alliance has really good buffs. It's not just, the top one person or top two people. Um, so, I mean, they're these buffs actually are not as good as some of the ones that we've seen. But I think that was they were kind of in between, uh, in between rallying different people. So I think they were probably on Ares gear and stuff like that. But they were still super deadly. And um, to be clear, I was not super happy with this. Taking off 7 billion out of 10 billion was not good. I wanted to be maybe in the 5 billion range, particularly for a rally of this size. So still have a bunch of work to do. Basically, they obviously went Archer, and I was maybe geared up a little bit more towards Siege, but you can see they killed basically all of my top tier stuff, and with a few more troops, they would have just absolutely killed me because they basically killed everything except for Siege up until like let's see at what point there's still some surviving troops. Ooh, not very good. T6s. So T6s are the kind of where you start to see some ground troops remaining. So, and I mean that's not good. That if that was an all-stars rally, I would definitely die. So I have some things that I want to improve here, but I just want to give kind of an update of where I am. I also want to grow in power quite significantly before the next all-stars. And one of the things that I've been working on, and kind of the big account update that I have for today, is that the past couple events, I've been working on getting to T15 ground, and I finally did get it this event. Barracks 40, I'm able to train T15 ground. And then I went a little crazy training T15 ground today. So today was troop training, and so I trained like 1.5 million T15 ground. So uh, that was after that battle. I'm hopefully, the T15 ground will help a little bit in defense. Ground does counter archers, and the T15 are slightly stronger uh, than the T14s. 14 attack to 12,000 attack. So, I mean, and it's just another layer. So basically based on the battle mechanics, it's another layer that the enemy troops have to target. And so it it's going to, even if there's not very many troops there, it still has to attack that layer before it can go to the other layers. And so, yeah, hopefully, I'll be able to kind of bump this up to kind of where my other layers are before All Stars, and be able to kind of uh, shore up my defense in some other ways that I'm also planning on doing, so that I'm not able to be quite as easily rallied. But I mean, the attacking buffs are just so crazy right now. It I do expect to do perform poorly on defense. Uh, to be clear, I do not want to take a rally in All Stars. Uh, I'd rather just sit and attack the whole time and be the alliance that's kind of bullying everyone else, probably because that also means that you're probably going to be winning. But it's also, you don't have to heal quite as much. You're able to kind of keep your troops intact and stuff like that. So I did T14 barracks and 1.5 million T15 ground this event. So used a ton of my gold. I'd been saving up for a while because I knew it takes a lot of gold per troop here. And there's also obviously a bunch of research that you're trying to do here. So, but let's kind of look at what this ended up doing for the resource consumption. So obviously I was training ground troops, so food is going to be the highest. And the food was actually the lowest before I started training the ground troops, because the in the building level, the it was maybe like 50 million or 55 million or 55 billion food that are required for level 40 barracks, and then like 70 billion of the other ones. So the other ones you can see are 70 to 80 or 90 billion, but this one's 92. I probably could have gotten it up to 100 billion, but I decided to stop. It felt just like a lot of resources. So I'll wait until maybe next resource consumption and build some more troops of ground troops, and also build some other things. But I kind of wanted to share. This was pretty impressive to me. I've been saving up for a long time, so this was kind of the culmination of many months of work here. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'll be continuing to grow that ground presence. I want to see kind of what the T15s will be able to do in terms of soloing power as well. Um, I think they're certainly going to help there, but how much they help, we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be sharing some pretty crazy ground clears from that. From this point on, you can see that I actually didn't grow too much in power. I think I was like 10.2 or 10.3 before, or maybe even 10.4, and I grew up to 10.7. So still a lot of power that I want to grow. I I think I want to be no smaller than like 15 bill for All Stars, just because I think kind of at that level, you start getting to the point where if you get a few rains, or if you have the kind of right troop composition and stuff like that, you can actually weather at least maybe one or two rallies, and uh, being able to at least win some of those rallies is a big help, in terms of points and stuff like that. And I just kind of felt helpless last All Stars because I couldn't really heal. I could, heal presets and stuff like that, and everyone was, which, completely changed the game. I'm not sure for the better or for the worse, but I couldn't full heal because I would just be rallied again and zeroed. And so I wouldn't really be getting any points for the many, probably tens of thousands of days of speed of healing speeds that I was using to heal, and so it wasn't really going to help me place. So, um, but yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. I wanted to do a quick update there. Uh, Let me know if you guys like these account updates. I'll try and keep you guys up to date with what I'm doing, what I'm trying to improve on, and stuff like that. Maybe not show you everything, just in case I'm going against you in some of these battles. But I also I don't think that I have a lot of secrets that are uh, that only I know. So, um, but yeah, thanks for watching. As always, please do like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. I'm a little bit more than three-quarters of the way to my subscriber goal. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment if you want to see more of this content or if there's something else that you're interested. Thanks for watching.